I recently read a book called The 1 Minute Manager by Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson, and this has genuinely taught me the so-called secrets to leadership. So in this episode of our monthly Leadership Book Club series, where we explore the insights from the top business and leadership books, we're going to break this up into the top 3 lessons on how to be a leader that I gathered from this book. Starting with the first lesson, start with clearly defined goals. Picture this, scenario A. You've just kicked off a new project with your team and everyone has been assigned to work on your project. You've already created your work breakdown structure and everyone, and I mean everyone, has planned all the work that needs to be performed. You want to move quickly, so you go on and you communicate to everyone. Go get started on your work and we'll reconvene as a team next week. Affirmative. You got it, Alvin. Unfortunately, there's one major issue. There are so many competing priorities for this project and everyone feels like they have to work on a cajillion action items. No one even understands what the vision is for your project and what they're trying to accomplish. Hey, so why are we doing this again? I'm kind of lost here and I don't really understand what I'm doing. I don't know. Do I look like I know? Everyone's confused as to why this is important. And even worse, your project isn't moving forward because expectations aren't even set. Now imagine this other scenario B. You've held the project kickoff and you took the time. You took the time to define exactly the why and the reason behind this initiative. You've shared with your team the impact and the importance that this new project will have on your organization. But not only that it will save the entire company more than $250,000 a year, but it will also help save hundreds of hours of assembly time on the manufacturing floor. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of that initiative? Your team has already planned all the work that's required. You've communicated who is responsible for each deliverable and what success will look like when that deliverable is completed. You've even held an in-depth discussion with everyone to discuss what are the most important goals that need to be accomplished in the next week so that you'll be on track to accomplish your first milestone. So what was the big difference between scenario A and scenario B? The big idea here is that good performance starts with clear goals. If people don't know what they're trying to do, there's no way that they're going to accomplish the work. So make it very clear what each person's responsibilities are and what they'll be held accountable for. Remember the Pareto rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So you need to work with your team to focus on the most important goals on a week-to-week basis. In other words, and I'm borrowing some elements from the Agile framework here, give people a clear definition of done. Lesson number 2, give positive words of encouragement and praise. This is very, very, very important, especially if you're leading teams and managing through others. How do you get people to do more of what you want them to do? It's actually quite simple. Catch them doing something right and give them positive words of encouragement and praise. To train someone to be even better in their role, catch them doing something right and gradually move them towards the desired behavior. Really think about that. Hey, I saw that you did an amazing job with completing that software interface and letting our QA team know. We're ahead of schedule and everyone's excited to finally see our prototype. I really appreciate the hard work you put in, so keep it up. This works super well if you're authentic and you're genuine with your actions. Honest and sincere appreciation. If you take this extra little step to praise those you work with and to celebrate people's successes, you'll develop even better relationships and a high-performing team. Just don't overdo it. It's creepy if you're constantly praising everyone because then it just doesn't seem authentic at all. Hey John, nice work. John, good job at our daily huddle. John, thank you for getting that work done. Look, I get it. Your team's doing well. Heck yeah, Alvin, I want to praise them. They're doing an amazing, phenomenal job here. But no need to constantly do it every single hour of every single day. Otherwise, John's going to think you're on your drugs or something and that you're just really weird. So don't overdo it. Remember that the key to building relationships is to emphasize the positives and to celebrate successes. Lesson number 3, learn how to manage expectations. Phenomenal advice here. Super easy to say, but actually, it's really tricky to implement in real life, and it's something that will take you time to really master this skill. I was once given advice to be more direct with others and to communicate exactly what I'm looking for. If you're in a leadership role, you need to have confidence in yourself. If you don't feel like you have the confidence, then fake it till you make it. You probably heard that saying already, right? Well, it works. Smile and be confident. Have the confidence to identify when someone is not performing well and to give them your honest feedback. Alvin, sorry I missed the meeting yesterday. Time flew by way too quickly and I just forgot. Alvin, sorry I was late to our huddle today. Alvin, my bad. Sorry I was late to the stand-up today. Alvin, I completely forgot we had our huddle this morning. Listen, here's the hard truth. You need to manage expectations. If you see behavior that is not what you're expecting, don't let that person walk all over you. It could be someone making the same mistake over and over and over again, and you know that they can do it better. So sit down with that person, have a face-to-face, honest, heartfelt conversation with them. Reprimand them. Tell them they did it wrong and how it makes you feel upset or even disappointed. Be that person who helps steer them in the right direction. John, I noticed that you've been showing up late to our huddles the past few days. The reason why I'm disappointed in you is that you're one of the best people on our team and I always count on you. I know that you're usually punctual and I know you can do better. Make sure that you do not attack the person, but instead the behavior. So what I'm saying here is make the effort to give critical feedback immediately while also giving personal reassurance. Find a way to say that you did something bad, but I know you're better than that. These are my biggest takeaways from the 1 Minute Manager by Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson. Setting goals with your team, celebrating people's successes, and learning how to manage expectations. So if you're struggling with how to manage through others and influence without authority, you need to change things. Switch things up a little bit. Be open to trying some of these things and see if it can help change the way you work and lead your team. Just maybe this might help you better manage expectations with those you're working with, and you'll become a better leader along the way. I recommend checking out the book, The 1 Minute Manager, as it's one of the classic leadership books which still has viable practices today to help us become even better leaders for tomorrow. So if you want to listen to this audiobook completely for free, or even other phenomenal leadership books by Stephen Covey, such as The 7 Habits for Managers, sign up to Audible for a free 30-day trial using my link down below at audibletrial.com/Alvin the PM. I am a huge fan of Audible as it's one of the best ways to learn and listen to books on the go, especially if you have a long commute time to work just like me, or if you like to listen to books when you're doing your chores or when you're working out. So check it out down below at audibletrial.com/Alvin the PM. Now, if you want to learn how I completely transformed my career by following some of the most timeless lessons in leadership, watch this video next and I'll see you in the next video.